We talked about soul journey, and I really love this subject. It's really close to my heart. We talked about this before, where we start quite early on. I think we all searching, don't we? And I think on different levels, everyone searches, whether they know it or not. I feel like most people do, which is really beautiful, because now it seems to be more acceptable when you talk about things like that. I feel like if I would have talking about this, you know, with my teenagers, I don't think that would go down very well. No. And yeah, you mentioned that you didn't feel like you fit in. Did it feel lonely, would you say?
Yeah.
The journey? Yeah.
It's only recently that I've started meeting like-minded souls. And I don't feel so lonely now. But I was trying to fit in areas that weren't for me, or friendship groups that weren't for me. And I would chameleon, so I would try and change myself to fit in instead of being my authentic self. And it's only been since I've accepted myself and let go of the fear of what people think of me being a wild, wacky hippie, that I found my other wild, wacky hippie.
Oh, I know. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what is the biggest fear that we have when we feel and when we fear. What is the biggest fear you've had that what will happen if you will be yourself?
Judgment, and then the fear from that judgment is not being accepted, and then when you're not accepted, you're not loved. So I think deep down it's not being loved.
Not being loved, yeah. That's interesting.
But it's much more important now, I understand it, to be loved for who I am, not a version of me that I've created to suit the person who I'm trying to.
Because that wouldn't be actually authentic love anyway, wouldn't it?
No.
Yeah.
And it's actually doing them a disservice as well, because they feel like they're loving a version of you that's authentic when it's not.
Yeah.
So you're gaslighting yourself and them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you it's not a selfish act to just be yourself, because you're doing a favor to everyone around you, really. And anyone who feels uncomfortable being themselves, that helps too, because if they see someone like you feeling like you being yourself unapologetically, and everyone else like, oh, I can be myself, it's reassuring to everyone who's maybe still a bit shy or fearful. So I think it's important to shine. Because
I think through meeting wild women who have danced in front of me and sang in front of me and banged drums and done all of this crazy stuff, it's allowed me to let go. And I can see that they're doing it unapologetically, so I can do it as well. Yeah, it's allowed. Yeah.
Oh, sometimes I do wonder about sort of the educational system and how that takes it out of us, this, compliance, and how we feel, are we allowed to be ourselves? You know, this sort of, it's quite a lot of suppression on quite a lot of levels, I feel, with children, especially when they're young.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does, I do wonder about that.
Yeah, I think it strips children of their individuality. They all have to wear the same, study the same, do the same tests. There's no scope for individuality. Everyone sits the same test, but we're not all the same.
No.
And it's all measured
in one way. Yeah, that's true.
And then if children aren't naturally academic, that's the only test that there is, and they're failing on that, they won't see where they're shining in other areas.
And they might feel like they're not good enough, perhaps, if they're failing, whilst actually the variety is important in society, isn't it? You can't have everyone being academic, because someone has to build a house. for example.
Yeah.
Or be an artist. I don't know.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, how very true. So now you found your wild women, as you call them. That's very reassuring, I think, for a lot of us who wants to be wild. Oh, I love that subject. Yeah. And now, since you've been practicing yoga and teaching yoga for quite a few years now. Is it about 6 years-ish? Yeah. So you're now moving to the somatic therapy, if I can call it that, or somatic bodywork, so you say?
Yeah.
Somatic bodywork.
Yeah.
So that's going to expand your practice, basically, isn't it? And then I guess the natural progression is sharing wisdom, sharing knowledge. And I'd love to know a little bit about your course as well.
So the motivation for my course was that I really enjoyed helping people, but I was only helping them for an hour a month when they came to me for a massage, for example. And I could see people coming back with the same injuries, the same issues. So I started to give my clients homework, introspection or mindfulness or whatever it was that I felt would help them, maybe a yoga pose. And I could see that was more progressive for them than easing them of pain or helping them regulate their nervous system for an hour a month. And I've pulled together modalities that have benefited me, and only the modalities that have benefited me, because there has been things that I've tried and studied that helped me expand my belief system to the metaphysical realm, but now I can't prove them.
I see.
So I've dropped a few things that I learn and use, but I've kept the modalities that have really helped me, because I wouldn't feel genuine to encourage people to do things that haven't really helped me.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I've pulled all that together, and I'm currently writing a course.
Yes.
It's actually a method that I've coined.
Okay.
If that's the right term.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
It's called the Somatic Alchemy Method.
Lovely.
Yeah. And it draws on yoga, breathwork, mindfulness, aromatherapy, meditation, one-to-one somatic experiencing. So most of it's pre-recorded, but there will be weekly sessions with me.
It's weekly live sessions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I feel like there's a lot of courses out there, but there's no one holding you accountable. There's no one like validating your journey, and I feel like that's...
And the support as well that meets along the journey.
Yeah, and if you're doing a 6-week course and you've never spoken to the practitioner, and you need guidance on week 1, you don't get that, because there's another 5 weeks ahead of you. So yeah, I think there's value in the weekly one-to-ones.
Yes.
And then they'll also have access to journaling prompts and cycle mapping if they're a bleeding woman.
Okay.
Because that's helped me massively.
Yeah.
Not knowing where you're at in your cycle and not understanding why you might be feeling the way you're feeling based on hormones is difficult. So yeah, it draws on everything that has helped me, either that I've trained in or that I've used myself or benefited from myself.
So it's a 6 weeks journey. Is that how many modules? Is it six modules, 6-week journey?
Yeah, so it would pretty much be you do the same pre-recorded yin class for a whole week. So you do it once a day for a week, and it would start gentle, just on body scan, so just being aware of your body.
Yeah.
And then it would go deeper and deeper as the weeks progress.
Yes.
Because if you don't already have body awareness, which I didn't have until about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I couldn't decipher whether I was tired or
Yes,
not.
absolutely.
So it needs, I feel like it needs to be a gentle introduction.
Absolutely.
Rather than straight in with, where's the trauma in your body?
Absolutely. It has to have a natural progression, doesn't it? So is this course for beginners, would you say, or what is it for?
Yeah, more beginners
to intermediate, perhaps.
if that can be scaled.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to scale where someone's at on their healing journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's never done, so.
No, it's always a lifelong process. And it helps people to basically deal with a trauma, if that's what they want to do.
It's centered around creating a calibrated nervous system. So bringing the body back to homeostasis, calming the nervous system so that we're not always in fight or flight or in survival on the defensive, so that we can start letting love in and out. And living without the panic and the anxiety.
I would love to expand on that, because I think some people might not either realize they're in that mode. A lot of people don't, because they are in it. What are the symptoms of that? What would you think people can relate to?
Hypervigilance, so scanning your environment to see where there's threat. That's natural, but if it's at the forefront of your mind, then I would say that you're in survival.
Yeah.
A high startle reflex, which I have. I jump whenever somebody enters the room. Any loud.
I should enroll.
Yeah. No, I should too. Feeling like you need to defend yourself.
Okay.
Feeling like you need to over-explain yourself.
That's an interesting one, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's not, for people, they might not think that's actually part of their hypervigilance, the sort of over-explaining. It's not, it's more of on a mental level, isn't it? It's not that sort of a quick reaction thing, but it is in sort of the mental realm, isn't it? Any other symptoms, would you mention?
Insomnia.
Really?
Because your subconscious, it wants to be witnessed, it wants to be observed.
Right. And you're vigilant again. You can't really sleep fully, perhaps.
No, because
you have to be alert.
Yeah, what you don't deal with in the day, I believe, comes to you at night. So if you're having nightmares, night terrors, or insomnia, it's a signal that there's parts of you that want to be witnessed.
And processing.
There's processing.
I see.
That's ready to happen.
Yeah, okay. So it is for people really to balance their nervous system, for those who perhaps had a trauma on some level, because I think trauma doesn't have to be this big thing always, isn't it? We talk about traumas that being on a smaller scale. They not doesn't have to be a childhood trauma or anything absolutely major, but you can be dysregulated from just a work that is extremely unpleasant on daily basis, isn't it? Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to add about the course? So it's 6 weeks journey, regulating nervous system. Anything else to add?
Nutrition guidance. So I'm a qualified nutritionist as well.
All right.
Plant-based nutritionist. So it would be advice on how ultra-processed foods dysregulate the body and the nervous system, and how that adds a higher toxic load to the body, and there's more for the body to eliminate when we're not supporting our body in the best way that we can. And herbs and tonics to help the nervous system as well.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, there's that element to it as well if people want to. And also, if they're local, they have the option of doing weekly bodywork sessions as well.
Oh,
so it could be, they could tailor it however they want to.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
If they really want a deep dive, it can be 6 weeks of really transformative healing.
Yeah, so being a local, because this might be on YouTube worldwide, local would be in the UK, in Hertfordshire area.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows.
On my boat.
On your boat.
On my boat, which is in Hertfordshire. It does move, but at the moment I've got a mooring, so.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, because it's very flexible for people. They can really choose the way they want to do it. Is there anything else that you want to add to that course? That it
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. So yeah, it's structured weekly. So you'll do the same meditation, the same breath work, the same yoga for the first week, and then it would just develop and deepen.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect.
As well as the one-to-one somatic experiencing. Yeah.
So when is the course ready?
My intention was to launch it in spring, to work with nature and allow it to emerge when everything else in nature emerges. Yeah. But it's not there yet.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't know. I don't want to put pressure on myself, because I want it to come from a steady, grounded Jen, and not a rushed, pressured
Yes,
Jen.
of course. So would it be fair to say it will be ready this year?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm very active on Instagram.
Okay, so people can find you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I'll put links to Instagram for you. And that way they can be updated on when the course will be ready.
Yes.